would congratulate Game Freak on not giving us any new info until now, but this is basically where we were with Sun and Moon, so congrats redacted. Hello everyone, this is VG Master 2 back for another update for Pokemon Sword and Shield. Finally! So because Game Freak is a fucking spoiled cunt, they couldn't play ball with Nintendo for E3 this year. So, instead, they decided to have their own 15-minute direct not even a week before Nintendo's. Good job. But before we get into the good stuff, there's some other shit we've got to talk about. First of all, a few weeks before this, Game Freak decided to have a shirt contest that basically no one knew about, and it was randomly announced that the winner would have their design put in as clothing in Sword and Shield. So, yeah, in the absolute shittiest way possible, they confirmed that trainer customization is back. The funny and kinda infuriating part is that literally a few days later, it was discovered that the winner broke the rules and was disqualified, and another person actually stole someone else's art, and they decided to, instead of rushing in the runner-up's design, to drop the thing entirely. What a fucking waste of a reveal. That's not all. Now, this shit isn't really essential to Sword and Shield, not most of it, but there was another press conference a few days before the Direct. Last year, they announced the worst thing they've ever made ever, so yeah, I went in with the worst expectations ever, and well, I've got a few hot takes. Not gonna go in order, cause I'm saving the one I feel is most important for last. Here we go. First of all, there's gonna be a pointless mobile game called Pokemon Masters. Sounds generic and I don't know why it exists or why Red looks like his original appearance and not his oldest canon appearance, but the art is actually pretty nice. Detective Pikachu is getting a sequel on the Switch. Hey, no shit, it's not like you actively left the first game with a cliffhanger and a to be continued. The weird part is that they actively said that the ending was going to be different than the movie, which I guess also no shit, but also who cares and why? What was the point in releasing things the way you did if you were gonna do that? You decided to make a movie based off of a story that was incomplete before even the completed part was released in the movie's country of origin. Why didn't you just wait to make the movie then? Fucking whatever. Pokemon Bank 2 is going to exist. Well, it's actually called Pokemon Home, which is dumb since a home is totally not as secure as a bank. It's compatible with a ton of fucking games. One of them is Let's Go, but it doesn't confirm or deny if it's a spin-off or not, because another game it's compatible with is Go, which we know is a spin-off. The other games are Pokemon Bank itself, and of course, Sword and Shield. Now, here's the big one. Game Freak decided to brag about how they've basically conquered walking because wow, look at all those kilometers. Even though that's actually not saying a lot because if a billion people walked even only 1 kilometer, the cumulative distance would already be 1 billion kilometers, you cheater. But they've decided they want to monetize sleeping with Pokemon Sleep. Yeah, okay, alright. You know what? No. Fuck you, Game Freak. This is honestly disgusting. What this means is that Game Freak is trying to monetize every millisecond of everyone's lives. With Go, they can take advantage of people's travel time. With the actual games, they take up everyone's free time. Now, these entitled motherfuckers think they can monetize everyone's sleeping schedule. No, you can't do that. That's literally impossible. Sleep is a basic, involuntary human function that most people can't control unless they can lucid dream, which even then is a subconscious state. You can't work with that. These assholes want to make sleep entertaining. You can't. You would expect this level of bullshittery from Disney or Apple, not fucking Game Freak. Because those companies are smart enough to not want to capitalize on a basic function of most living beings. Oh, but don't worry, it gets worse. Game Freak has somehow coerced Nintendo, you know, the company that Game Freak is partially owned by, 33% to be exact, to make more shit. Behold, dear viewers, the Pokemon Go Plus Plus! Yes, 2 fucking pluses! You can't make this shit up! Now, the original Pokemon Go Plus was $35, and that was already worthless. The even more worthless Mew Paywall Ball was $50. I fucking bet that this piece of worthless shit is gonna be $100 or more. How much do you wanna fucking bet? Now, I don't know if I should feel bad for Nintendo, like maybe Game Freak had them at gunpoint, but they gotta get that shit under control. Game Freak is like the child who got everything they wanted with no restrictions, who grew up to be the most entitled fucking brat in the world. Nintendo has to take initiative. Either get a tight grip, buy them 100%, or let them go entirely. They're trying to control everyone's lives and profit from it. Something's gotta give. Well, now that that's over, let's finally get to that direct. There's a gimmick! Fuck! It's called Dynamax, and it makes your Pokemon big! What the fuck? This is so stupid! It's like a combination of Megas and Z moves, where the Pokemon transforms and their moves get buffed. It lasts for 3 turns and can only be done once per battle. But it's so dumb! And there's a ring, so you know what that means. Time to throw in Megas and Z moves only into the post-game half-assedly. Yay! However, mini theory time. While the shit on the website says it's some sort of natural phenomenon, it might not be. We see that when the ball gets bigger, the ball seems to digitize. Perhaps these aren't the actual Pokemon, but giant digital projections. Perhaps the original Pokemon is encased in the digital form made manifest. Or it's some lore about Pokemon themselves being conformable data. I hope it's the former because that's more interesting, but either way, it's still stupid. But the professor is researching this gen's gimmick, how original, so maybe we might get concrete lore in the next 3 years. I just hope that this isn't the main thing of the next remakes. Since this is potentially natural to Galar, and Z-moves are natural to Alola, I guess Megas have only been discovered in Kalos and given to the regions of Japan? I guess that's an explanation, and as long as Megas and Primals are in the Sinnoh remakes, it's fine, but God, it's so stupid! Dynamax Pokemon are linked to raid battles that exist now. Great. I don't care, and I'm probably never gonna use it outside of the tutorial that will definitely exist, but thanks. Other than that, Dynamax can only be used in certain locations, like stadiums, which includes gyms. I'm just never gonna get over how fucking dumb this is. Giant Pokemon. Ugh, fuck you, Game Freak. Well, before we get into the characters, a few more things. Rotom is now a phone, which is also your Pokédex. Took long enough for a smartphone to be the Pokédex, it's only been over a decade since they first came out. He can help you move faster with his electricity, I guess? Cool. I guess Game Freak really liked Rotom Pokédex, even though almost no one else did, so here it is again! Whatever, as long as he's not an annoying prick. Open world! Mostly. Yeah, big surprise! Despite the first trailer clearly showing us that routes exist, a lot of the areas in between towns are completely open. It's called the Wild Area, and Pokemon can be found on the overworld. Similar to another game. You know what? That's one of the least shitty things that garbage did, so I don't care. Yeah, so Pokemon has become Breath of the Wild. Okay, now let's talk about the characters. I mentioned the professor, so let's start there. The professor of Galar is Professor Magnolia. She, as I've mentioned, has the research gimmick of, well, researching the gimmick of the region. She actually has a granddaughter, Sonia, who helps with the research and apparently has been given a task? Oh? A mystery? Really? From current Game Freak? Alright, keep it up. Sonia is actually pretty good friends with the region champion, Leon. Yeah, they revealed that too. He's undefeated and apparently really popular. Maybe that means he's actually the antagonist? Perhaps? And to continue on with the series of connections, the rival! His name is Hop. Okay. And he's the champion's younger brother. Apparently, you or him are neighbors, so that's nice. He looks friendly and dead inside. I hate it. They also revealed a gym leader, likely the first one, and he specializes in grass types. His name is Milo, and apparently he's a pretty stand-up guy. Aside from maybe Hop, I actually really like these characters. Their designs, for the most part, fuck those dead eyes and Sonia's hair hearts, are really good, and we're already getting teased on the lore. This is actually looking pretty promising. Now, here's the best part. The Pokémon! We've got a few new Pokémon to discuss, so let's get into it. The first Pokémon revealed is Wooloo, the sheep Pokémon, and a normal type. This Pokémon may or may not be our starting normal type, and I say that because they were always rodents. Nevertheless, this little guy is fucking adorable. I legitimately love this boy, even if it's super simplistic. The braids or pigtails are weird, but I'm sure that's to keep it from looking like an actual fucking sheep, and it's fine. The next two Pokémon are part of an evolutionary line. There's Gossifleur, the flowering Pokémon, and Eldegoss, the cotton bloom Pokémon. Both of them are grass types. They both look nice, but I prefer Gossifleur's more vibrant and streamlined design. Next is Dreadnought, the bite Pokémon. His typing is water and rock. This dude looks pretty cool. His design is simple, but yet also has some complexity, being a rock turtle and all. Also, those puns in his name are pretty sweet. Corviknight, the raven Pokémon, is next. He's flying and steel. So basically the raven version of Skarmory. That's fucking awesome. This dude is basically your HM Fly, or Charizard or whatever. He's awesome, he's gorgeous, I love him. Now, finally, the mascot legendaries. And they're twin wolves! Yes, thank God! We only know their appearance and name, but holy shit. The mascot for Sword is Zacian, and the one for Shield is Zamazenta. These two look beautiful. I made a potential rendition of twin wolf mascots, but goddamn does this put mine to shame. Zamazenta would definitely be male, and while Zacian looks more feminine, I'm gonna refer to him as a male simply because of the fact that he looks like that wolf from Dark Souls, Sif. And no doubt that's gonna be his nickname. Everyone's gonna name him that. Between the two, Zacian is my favorite. I like the brighter colors and the more streamlined design. I've said that twice. I guess I'm a sucker for that. Zamazenta looks cool too, but I think that Shield is a bit too much. If I were to call it now, I'd say that they may get primals down the line. Their designs invite the potential. And apparently they're shrouded in so much mystery that no one even knows they exist. Shit, more mystery? Is this the same Game Freak that basically spoiled the entirety of Sun and Moon? This is almost impressive. I'm just so glad they're wolves. Like, why the fuck would you put wolves on the logos and not make them wolves? This is the one thing I wanted. I'm so happy. Well, one of two. The second one was no gimmick, but fuck me, I guess. And that's it. Pokemon Sword and Shield come out November 15th. I've already pre-ordered them both. Before the double pack was announced. Fuck! Aside from the monetizing sleep and the new fucking gimmick, all this shit was pretty spectacular. I honestly can't wait to see more. Anyway, I'm VG Master 2, and I hope to see you next time.